Hello everyone, this is Power X64 and today we're doing another review of an old device. This time we have a smartphone. So in this box is a Palm Treo 650, which is a smartphone that was launched in late 2004. Has a web browser, a camera, and it's a PDA as well. It has a 312 megahertz ARM CPU, which is Intel X-Scale PXA275. We have a 320 by 320 color TFT LCD and a QWERTY keyboard. Here it is. This one is new old stock. I have already set it up, but I just wanted to show you the box. So that's the phone itself. We have the CD, charging cable, and the charger head. So let's turn it on. This is not what you'd see. That's just my alarm for feeding the dogs. This is not what you'd see when you first turn it on, but because I already set it up, I already have some apps and things on it that we're going to look at. And also, the battery is back there, when phones still had removable batteries. I'm going to switch over to my XP laptop and we're going to install the software for this. Alright, so this is my old Dell, what is this? Dell Latitude D630 with XP Service Pack 3 and my custom wallpaper. Here's the CD, so we're just gonna ads. We're just gonna put the CD in. Well, looks like I accidentally switched off the camera. We're just running through the installer. Next, accept. The phone itself, I love the design. It's really old school. I mean, it is old. This is Palm OS 5 that we have on here. I'm going to give you a tour of the OS. So we have all of our applications and then our categories, card, and I mean, they're just the categories. In main, we have Bluetooth, calculator, calendar, contacts, nothing really exciting. And as for web, I can't use that because there's no 2G here in Jamaica, so I cannot use the web browser or the phone, so all of that functionality is gone. But if you could, you would put like your URL here and your website. I mean, there's no reason to because it's gone. This is the quick tour. It just shows you how the basics of the device, which I have already looked through this. I've been using this device for like more than 2 weeks now. Still works as a PDA even if the phone part doesn't work. Bluetooth. I can't showcase that because apparently you can't play MP3s through Bluetooth on this. It's only calls. So basically this isn't very useful anymore, the Bluetooth. Calculator, it's a calculator. Calendar, it's a calendar. Contacts, there's nothing in here except technical support. Memos, I have some things I typed here. The keyboard's okay. The keys are raised, so it's actually pretty easy to make sure that you're pressing the right key. Messaging, which also doesn't work because there's no 2G. Tasks, that does work. This is the phone dialer. I set up this wallpaper. Can't really do much with this device anymore. You can set a custom wallpaper. I'm going to demonstrate that. Versa Mail, that's your email, which doesn't work because, well, no internet. World Clock, that does work. I mean, it's just a clock. We already went in that. Yeah. And then here we can look at some games. I have card info. This shows you the information about your SD card. I have a 2GB Transcend SD card in here. The SD card is actually really important to have because without it you can't load MP3s and you can't. This only has like 23 megabytes of built-in storage, so you're gonna need the 2GB SD card. Here's our camera. I mean, it's definitely not the best. We're going to test this camera out later. It's not the best camera. It's a VGA camera with no optical zoom, but I think it's acceptable for a 2004 smartphone. I mean, the fact that it has a camera at all is kind of remarkable, to me at least. Media, which is where you look at the pictures you took. Preferences, that's just like the settings for various things. Opera Mini is another web browser which I installed, but I can't use it because, well, there's no internet, so I can't go on the web. No. Sim services, that doesn't work because I have the phone part off. Welcome. This is just another. This is like a screen calibration thing. And that's to set the time. I don't think that time is correct. You can also just turn off the screen. This is like your home button almost. Well, this is actually your home button, but this can toggle the screen on and off. To the laptop, we are having some error message. Oh, it's not a touch screen. We're having some error messages, but I don't think it's a big problem. And then this is to do your hot sync, which I'm gonna show that. It comes with this cable. It doesn't have a button like the one they're showing on the thing. It's just a cable, and then it goes in like that. And then we plug it into a USB port on the laptop. This doesn't have a hot sync button, this cable, but you can do it in the phone. So I have a custom category called most used, which the name explains what it is. Hot sync. Create a new account. Yeah, I already have an account on the phone. If you didn't have one, you'd make it here, I guess. Look at that. The connection, if that would focus, the connection between your handheld computer and the desktop was lost. That's fine. We don't need that. The XP laptop was giving me some issues I didn't anticipate, so I did install the Palm desktop software to my Windows 11 computer, so we can just look at it here instead. It basically just keeps your smartphone and your computer in sync. Media, like here you can see some of the photos that I took with it. I didn't take this with it, I uploaded this to it. A video. Why can't I bring that to this monitor? You know, never mind. Memos, but for some reason my memos aren't syncing, so you're not going to get to see that. And install. If you wanted to put files onto the handheld, you would use this install thing. So let's test it out. For example, let's say I want let's say I want to take the wallpaper and put it on this device. All I do is navigate to where the wallpaper is saved, which I have it somewhere in here. This right here. 3 megabytes. We definitely want to put that on the SD card. And that's basically it. You can close that. It will give you that notification. And then after putting that there, you would plug it into your desktop. And then you would hot sync. And then it's going to show up on the computer as well. And now that we have hot synced that image, all we have to do is go to our media. Then I should find the image that we moved over in the SD card. It's probably too big, which is why I can't. Oh, that's a video. It's interesting. Yeah, those are videos. You put what you want to put on the device on this. For some reason, it doesn't want to do this photo. It could be that it's too big or something else, but I think you get the point. You can also put programs in this. You can put MP3s, pretty much anything you want to put on the device you can put in this, or you can put it directly to the SD card. Alright, let's try playing some MP3s now. Test that out. Phone comes with Real Player installed. I have to make sure I use the songs that are not copyrighted. Like, you can also set up like your playlists. We're gonna use Power X64 songs. No, not this. Not this. Test it with this. Then you can change your volume. It's not the best. It's also only 64 kilobits per second because I was trying to save space. Also, you can just block the speaker if you want. You could just change songs, like, let's try another song here. Big problem with this though, you can just lock the speaker. So that's definitely an issue. Yeah, I think you get the point. It plays MP3, so you could use this as an MP3 player. Pretty cool, because nowadays smartphones have pretty much replaced MP3 players. This was the beginning of that trend. And you also have like your sound settings here. I think it's time we test the camera, so I'm gonna go take some photos of this and we'll look at them on the computer. Alright, we're on the Treo 650 doing a video. The video is at 352 by something, I don't remember. It's a very low resolution video. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it can take video at all is cool. I mean, it's a smartphone from 20 years ago, so you can't be too harsh on it. There's the camera I'm using to record this review. I'll just tell you from now, it's much worse than the quality of this camera. It's terrible. The mic also doesn't sound too good. Alright, I'm going to take some photos now. Alright, so I just hot synced the stuff over. Palm Desktop will create a folder in your videos folder called Palm Videos, your profile name, and then you can find your video here. Here's the test video. It's a 3GP file. Look at that. That is terrible. The colors it looks yellow. You can't see it in person, but it looks yellow. And it just doesn't look good. You're gonna see that full screen when I edit the video. I just wanted to take a look at it from the computer. Yeah, not too great. And then we have the photos too, which in your pictures folder, it will create a folder called Palm Photos, expansion card, and then you can find your photos. Like, this is the desk. This is a VGA photo. You can count the pixels. It does not look too great. It's kind of what you'd expect for a phone of this age. I know they had phones at the time with megapixel cameras, but be honest, how many people probably had those? Yeah. I guess it's time now to run some games. Alright, so one of my favorite things to do with the Treo 650 in 2024 is play games. Our Thunder. This is definitely one of the most intensive games I have for this device. I'm sure that more intensive ones exist, but this is one I have. I don't know if the music in something like this is going to be copyrighted or not. Probably not. I mean, just the fact that you can get 3D on a 312 megahertz ARM processor is pretty impressive to me. I mean, just how they had to work around the limitations of mobile hardware at the time. It's admirable. You don't have to do anything like that anymore because everything is so overpowered, but back then it was different. So, this is definitely one of the more advanced games for this platform. All the other games I have are just basic 2D puzzle games and things like that. Things that probably wouldn't be too interesting to show. But yeah. And it runs as good as it's gonna run. Yeah. Have some other games too, like nothing else here is worth showing in my opinion. I mean, this air hockey game is pretty cool. Again, you can find all of these at PalmDB. They have a huge archive of just old Palm OS related things. I did not do very good there. I don't think you're interested in watching me play air hockey, so I think that's it for this device. There's not much else to show on it other than to do the summary. So in 2024, this device is not really usable anymore, unfortunately. I mean, there's just no 2G. 2G is gone in a lot of countries, and that's what this relies on to work. Oh, let me show you the SD card. Yeah. This does not support SDHC, and it does not support SDXC, so you have to use a traditional SD card. 2 gigabytes is plenty for this device though, so you'll be fine. Yeah, so this device isn't very usable in 2024 unless you're like me and you're weird and you like old things. It doesn't make sense anymore. Even like an iPhone, even the original iPhone is more usable than this. You can still browse the internet on that. This doesn't have support for Wi-Fi, so you have to rely on cellular if you want to use the internet. If this had internet, it would definitely be more usable with Opera Mini, and also with someone made Google Maps for this, so you can install Google Maps on this as well, and there's a bunch of other things you could do with this device, but most of those, you can't do them without internet. As for the PDA part, as an organizer, I mean, it's an organizer, it works still. There's nothing stopping you from using this today as an organizer. In fact, I have some alarms and I have the calendar and everything set up. It's a decent secondary device. It doesn't really hold up anymore, but it is impressive. If all the features were still working, all the internet features, I'd say it still works as a basic mobile phone, but it's pretty much just a brick now. I like it nonetheless. I like the design. I like how small it is. Like, smartphones these days are really big. Let me just show you what I mean. Like that. So, here's an iPhone 3G, which doesn't work, but look at the size comparison between the Treo and the 3G. Reasonable, right? But then, check out this 2015 Sony Xperia. This thing is huge. It's just too big. I don't know. It might just be me, but I don't like big phones. Phones are supposed to be portable, not these. Like, if you want something big, get a tablet. You know, that's how I see things. I mean, this is going to fall out of your pockets if they're not big enough. Meanwhile, this, you can just tuck this away and forget about it. It's so small. I would like to see a device that takes like the form factor of the Treo or one of those old phones and just puts modern specs in it. That would be interesting. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. That's a look at the Treo 650, a really early smartphone. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.